hydrogen is still a huge opportunity. Now, there's still a lot of hype around. Where's the real opportunity here in the UK and Ireland?
It's a phenomenal opportunity which we've really got to realise and capitalise on. I'm hoping, desperately hoping, that with a change of government that we will be able to drive this opportunity forward. But you asked specifically where the opportunity is. Hydrogen's role is very much an enabling role.
Right.
As we roll out this huge opportunity we've got with renewable energy, in particular the offshore wind opportunities, how we manage that, the generation and the intermittency of that, how then do we capitalise on over-generation, and how do we balance that?
Right.
Batteries will do some of that lifting, but when it comes to the really heavy lifting, we need the molecules to step in and sort us out, just as we are doing today. We're reliant on molecules for the majority of our fuel system today and our energy system.
Now, to make it a bit more real, are there particular projects that you've seen here that are concrete examples of this becoming a reality?
So right now the projects are still very much the demonstrators.
Right.
There are 1 or 2 megawatt deployments out there, but if I come back to my earlier discussion about offshore wind, where we're talking about hundreds and hundreds of megawatts of generation potentially being converted to hydrogen, we've got a huge journey to go on very, very fast to enable those. There are other markets now, such as the USA,
True.
Germany, where there have been significant double-digit megawatt deployments right now. And that should give us confidence that we've had a little blip, we can catch up and we can get back on track very fast.
Now, I'm a big fan of hydrogen. I believe it's part of our strategic future right across the globe. But you mentioned in the panel, there's some elephants in the room. What elephants?
There are challenges every step of the way as we do anything in the energy transition. So what I say is common and has been common to a lot of the renewable technologies.
Yeah.
But it can be anything from securing planning permission, public acceptance of stakeholders, the entire supply chain. Are we ready? How many hydrogen widgets do we need to deploy these systems?
Can we build enough of them?
Exactly. The technology, availability at scale when we need it, reliability and maintenance. The finance of that.
True.
Risk management. Hey, have you tried to get a hydrogen project insured recently?
Personally not, but it's hard.
Yes, exactly, because it's new, it's innovative. Safety continues to be a concern. And yet that's the one thing, even though we shouldn't take it for granted, we've absolutely nailed so far. We're doing well on that. But the big one for me is skills and training. We're going through a transition and we're moving hundreds of thousands of people from existing roles in existing energy, fuel, oil and gas organisations to continue maintaining their livelihoods. As their industries change, we've got to make sure they're equipped, which means we've got to get the skills in place, and whether that's cross-skilling, upskilling, but also equipping the engineers of the future.
Agreed.
Huge amount of work to be done there, and that does take time. So coming back to my earlier point, we need that clear steer, we're going for this, which then unlocks everything for everybody else, whether that's finance, skills, and investment.
You mentioned on your panel just there, you need clarity.
Yeah, absolutely. Clarity is a good word. And I'm going to add another one, which is collaboration, which was also mentioned. Now's the time to stop thinking in silos, to start thinking about what can my friends do to help this, make friends, build those relationships, because this has got to be a collaborative effort, because ultimately, collaboratively, it's us that are going to benefit from the energy transition.
No, I've heard a lot of these conferences recently, it's a team sport, right? It's not about these individual siloed projects and siloed companies anymore. It's a team sport.
Absolutely.
Now, if I may, again, you mentioned on the skills. Today, I think in the UK, you mentioned there's like 200,000 people employed in the traditional energy industry. Yeah. And while they need new skills.
Oil and gas.
Oil and gas, excuse me.
Yeah.
And while we need new skills, a lot of the skills they have today are applicable to this new world, right? So is there any particular initiatives or any things you're doing to encourage that along, so we bring everybody with us, the existing, upskilling, new skills, the next generation?
I've been working with a number of academic institutions to identify what sort of skills at what levels, whether it's at STEM education to generate the interest, how we might build more sustainable content into GCSEs, A-levels, hires and so on. Technician level courses, HNCs, HNDs, professional development awards are in that mix as well. And then moving onwards into degree courses, master's level courses, like the one we're trying to develop over at Strathclyde at the moment. And then indeed generating those higher level research posts and the skills for that as well. All of this, if you think about that, going from someone at maybe 12, 13 who's getting interested in engineering, that can be a 15, 20 year journey in some cases.
Correct.
So again, giving that clear policy message, that clear steer, we're going for it. But you're absolutely right about transitioning skills from one sector to another. If you understand pipes and fittings, if you then understand hydrogen pipes and fittings, they're very, very similar. So there's a lot of stuff there. It could be a 1 day or a 1 week transfer course, but again, we're not going to transfer those people over until there are jobs for them to move into.
I agree. And this is back to the clarity where every piece of all the value chain and the stakeholders know where this is going. So if I may, given the work that you do within hydrogen, I'm a technology guy. Any particular technology or innovation you've seen recently that is like, as you say, there are some technical challenges, right?
Yeah.
That's one of the elephants. Anything you're seeing coming down the line that's promising?
There are so many hydrogen production technologies out there. I think an opportunity like this, it'll be a 30 to 40 minutes response to your question. I am fascinated at the prospect, though, if you want me to pick one, of converting seawater directly into hydrogen and oxygen, because we've got 70% of the planet's surface covered in seawater. How you do that without generating chlorine, how you generate that without endangering the marine environment, and how you do that without your electrolyzers getting clogged up with all the other stuff that's in the seawater. But if you look at that, this may be an innovation for the future. I know there are companies working on it right now, but that for me, coupled with this offshore wind I mentioned earlier, that just, it looks sweet to me.
Now, as you say, there's a lot of moving parts, there's a lot of challenges, there are some elephants in the room. Optimistically, 5, 10 years down the line, where do you see us? Will the hydrogen economy be alive and well?
2040 onwards would be my prediction.
Right.
We've got 5 years to really get behind the wheel and drive this now.
Get the foundations laid.
Yeah, that will, I hope, then unlock the investment that we need. We've got a particular issue around 2030 with a lot of onshore wind coming on stream around the UK and Ireland in those intervening years. 2030, that decade, hopefully by then we've sorted out the electricity grids, or got those a lot better, which again is key to moving this around. And also a recognition that we've actually got to get 3 grids working together to deliver this, which is an electricity grid, a gas grid, given how much of our energy is transmitted through that right now, but also a digital grid. And getting those 3, along with the water grid, 4 grids in fact. Sounds a bit like a sketch from Monty Python. What did those energy people ever do for us? But yeah, getting those grids aligned and working together. 5th grid, transport, get all that rolled in as well. So it's very much like a Monty Python sketch, this, but hopefully delivering this energy transition will be less like a Monty Python sketch, because there's a critical imperative here, which is we're running out of time really, really fast.
Well, as you mentioned in the session, it's about clarity. There are challenges, they can be overcome. Human nature, we never say never. And then it's that collaboration with different companies, and then there are things to line up, because none of this is going to happen in a single silo.
Yeah.
Hey, good stuff. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. It's been
Thank
lovely
you.
chatting to you.
Thank you.